It just started, folks. Ford has lost it. They're experiencing a huge sales decline, and their strategy is about to end the market. Instead of trying to win back the hearts of their loyal customers, they're trying to play high-stakes poker with the consumers. They don't want to give us what we need. Instead, they're focused on making more and more profits come in. And once you dig deep, you'll realize that this is not just about Ford. It's also connected with Toyota, Nissan, and the whole industry. It will have a ripple effect on everything. So let's break it down. What is exactly happening? Apparently, the Blue Oval is hiking up the prices on all the 2024 truck models, from the classic F-150 to the more budget-friendly Maverick. And you know, the truck segment has always been the backbone of the automotive industry, but recently the beloved F-Series trucks, which have dominated the market for years, have seen an unexpected 8% drop in sales during the first half of 2024 compared to the previous year. And it's not just Ford feeling the pinch. Their competitors like Ram and Nissan are also seeing their sales figures take a nosedive. So what's behind this surprising shift? Well, it seems like families are prioritizing different things than just new vehicle purchases, leading to a decrease in demand for those big, beefy trucks. And on top of that, the constant political drama has got buyers feeling a little more cautious about making those hefty investments just for a new set of wheels. Now the question is, are truck-loving customers still willing to fork over the cash for these premium vehicles, or is this just the start of a bigger downturn in the market? Well, only time will tell, but it doesn't seem like it's turning around anytime soon. Why? Interest rates. Imagine that you're all set to buy that shiny new Ford F-150 you've been eyeing for months. You've got the color picked out, the trim level decided, and you're ready to sign on the dotted line. But the interest rates have shot up fast, and suddenly your monthly payments look scarier than a horror movie marathon. What's the deal with these skyrocketing interest rates, you ask? Well, the Federal Reserve has been busy. In December 2023, they hiked up the interest rates to levels we haven't seen since the early 2010s. Doesn't sound like much, but trust me, in the world of auto loans, it's like going from a gentle slope to Mount Everest. And here's where it gets really interesting. You know how we humans sometimes make weird decisions? Well, a bunch of smart cookies at the University of Washington found out that we tend to freak out about interest rates way more than we should. It's like when you see a spider and suddenly think your house is infested with tarantulas. We're overreacting, folks. And this interest rate panic is hitting the truck market harder than a wrecking ball. It's like someone decided to have a no new truck party and nobody told the manufacturers. So what's a truck-loving fleet manager to do in these trying times? Get creative. It's time to channel your inner MacGyver and start thinking outside the box. Unless they do that, we're all going to suffer because, let me tell you, the impact of Ford's price hike goes way beyond just sale numbers. This is a phenomenon happening in almost every manufacturer. Let me explain. The big picture. Look, the truck market is going through one wild ride right now, and let me tell you, it's not for the faint of heart. We're talking major players like Ford, Ram, and Nissan all taking a serious hit to their sales numbers. It's like a perfect storm of economic challenges and shifting consumer preferences, shaking up the entire pickup truck scene. Let's start with Ram. They're feeling the heat, reporting a jaw-dropping 20% drop in sales for 2024. That's a whole lot of trucks not finding their way into garages, with only 179,526 units sold in the first half of the year, compared to 223,049 during the same period in 2023. Talk about a downward spiral. And to make matters worse, Ram has even slipped from its usual spot as one of the top 3 selling truck brands. But Ram's not the only one feeling the heat. Nissan is also struggling to keep up. Their Titan model saw a 22.2% drop in sales, with only 8,209 units sold in the first half of 2024. That's a far cry from the days when the Titan was giving the big boys a run for their money. It seems like Nissan just can't seem to crack the code when it comes to capturing that coveted truck market share. The next few quarters are going to be a wild ride for the truck market. Heck, the overall full-size pickup truck market even saw a 2.5% decrease in total sales during the first half of 2024 compared to the previous year. But why exactly? So what's the deal with Ford, Ram, and Nissan struggling to sell their trucks? Well, it's not just one thing. It's like a perfect storm of things. First up, remember when everyone was buying new things during lockdown? Well, now it is the total opposite. In 2023, people spent almost 28% less on stuff compared to the beginning of the year. That's a huge drop. It's like going from buying a fancy steak dinner to selling for ramen noodles. And then we've got this thing called the freight recession. Sounds boring, right? But it's actually a crazy rollercoaster ride for the trucking industry. There are too many trucks and not enough stuff to move around. And here's a mind-blowing stat for you. In 2023, the trucking industry lost 29,000 carriers. That's like if every single person in a small town suddenly lost their job. And it's not getting better anytime soon. The American Trucking Association reported the truck tonnage index dropped 2% in March 2024. That might not sound like much, but in the trucking world, it's a big deal. But why is this happening? Well, it's partly because stores like Walmart and Target brought way too much stuff during the pandemic, and now they're trying to get rid of it all. It's like when you go on a shopping spree and then realize your closet is overflowing. Except in this case, it's massive warehouses full of stuff that isn't moving. But what does this mean to us? What does it mean to the common man? Well, let me dissect it for you. You see, this seemingly distant trucking drama can sneak its way into your life fast. And first things first, let's talk about your wallet for a second. You know how you're always on the hunt for the best deals? Well, a freight recession might just throw a wrench in your bargain hunting plans. With fewer trucks on the road, getting stuff from point A to point B becomes trickier than a Rubik's Cube. And guess who ends up footing the bill? Yeah, you guessed it, us regulars. Those extra transportation costs, they're going to show up on price tags. But it gets even crazier. Remember the mind-blowing stat about 29,000 trucking companies going bust? That's not just a number, it's real people losing their livelihoods. We're talking about your neighbor who drives cross-country or your cousin who manages logistics. Suddenly, these folks might be out of a job, and that's when things get real. It's like a domino effect. One job loss can ripple through an entire community faster than gossip at a small-town diner. Now, let's chat about your shopping habits. You know how you love to pop into the store for some retail therapy? Well, a freight recession might put a damper on that. Imagine walking into your favorite shop only to find empty shelves where your go-to products should be. When trucks aren't moving, neither are your favorite goodies. The trucking industry is like the circulatory system of our economy. When it clogs up, everything else starts feeling a bit off. Your local businesses might struggle, big companies might tighten their belts, and before you know it, everyone's job security is wobblier than a Jenga tower. So what is Ford doing about it? They've got a plan, but it's leaving everyone, from die-hard Ford fans to industry bigwigs, scratching their heads. But why? Because Ford's playing a game of how high can we go with their prices while simultaneously shouting, but wait, we've got discounts. And let's talk about the elephant in the room, the F-150. You know, that truck that's as American as apple pie and baseball. Ford's gone and hiked up the manufacturer's suggested retail price on their entire 2024 truck lineup. And get this, they've done it while their sales are dropping faster than a lead balloon in a swimming pool. You might be thinking, hold up, raising prices when sales are down? That's like charging more for sun cream in the middle of a snowstorm. And you'd be right to raise an eyebrow or two. It's a head-scratcher of epic proportions, especially when you consider the economic climate we're in. Interest rates are climbing and inflation's making our wallets feel lighter. And let's put this into perspective. The base price of the beloved F-150 has shot up so high that some models are now flirting with the $50,000 mark. That's not just a truck, that's a small house on wheels. It's enough to make you wonder if Ford's trying to compete with luxury yachts instead of other pickups. And here is where it gets really interesting. Ford's not just raising prices and calling it a day. Oh no, they're playing 4D chess while the rest of us are still figuring out checkers. They're jacking up those MSRPs fast, and they're offering discounts that'll make your head spin. It's like Ford saying, hey, we know our trucks are expensive, but look at these shiny discounts. It's a pricing strategy so complex, it could give Einstein a run for his money. Are we getting a deal, or are we being taken for a ride? It's the automotive equivalent of a magic show. Now you see the high price, now you don't. Ford's offering discounts of up to $10,000 on some models. That's not just a discount, that's like getting a small car for free with your truck. But here's the million-dollar question, or should I say the $10,000 question. Why are the prices so high in the first place if they're just going to slash them? It's like Ford's playing a game of the price is right where everyone's a winner, but nobody knows the real price. So what's Ford's endgame here? Let's break it down. It's all about the intentions behind these strategies. And one thing you need to understand is Ford's inventory situation. And it's like they're trying to turn every parking lot in America into a Ford showroom. They're shipping out 144,000 new trucks, F-150s and Rangers galore. And here's the crazy part, those 2023 models, they're sitting on lots like kids waiting to be picked up. Nobody wants them. It's like Ford accidentally ordered too many pizzas for a party, and now they're trying to give away the cold slices, so they need to get them out of the lots quickly. And on top of all of this, the competition seems to leave them behind. So Ford is a little desperate these days. You see, the Toyota Tundra is absolutely crushing it in the sales department, and it's got the competition shaking in their boots. This bad boy is seeing a 31.3% surge in sales compared to last year. That's not a small thing, my friend. And here is the interesting part. Toyota, just like Ford, is facing the same problems. So how are they doing it? Toyota's game plan. While other truck brands are struggling to hold on to their market share, the Tundra is stepping up and snatching it right out of their hands. I'm talking about a market share that surpassed 15.3%, leaving the likes of Ram in the dust with a meager 10%. So what's behind this epic sales surge, you ask? Well, it's a combination of some serious product improvements, savvy marketing, and changing consumer preferences. Toyota's really been listening to what truck buyers want, and they're delivering in a big way. It's like they've got a crystal ball, reading the minds of the truck-loving masses. Toyota nailed the perfect blend of power, performance, and style. It's like they've taken the best of what truck enthusiasts love and cranked it up to 11. And let's not forget about Toyota's marketing game. They're not just throwing ads out there, they're telling a story. They've got their sights set on the top spot and they're not messing around. It's like they've got a secret weapon that's turning the truck world on its head. So what's behind this impressive uptick? Well, first off, Toyota has cranked up production. After being hamstrung by inventory issues and supply chain woes, they've hit the gas and rolled out more Tundras than ever. Just peek around a dealership lot now. Gone are the days of empty spaces and eager buyers waiting for deliveries. And it gets better. This uptick isn't just because they're pumping out vehicles. Toyota's been smart about diversifying the trim levels they offer. Last year, it was mostly those premium models with sky-high price tags, making it tough for everyday buyers to even think about taking one home. Now, they're sneaking in more mid-range and lower trim models, making the Tundra accessible for more folks. Just look at the 2024 Tundra in the SR5 trim that starts at around $58,298. Compare that to some rival brands, and you can see why buyers are flocking back to Toyota. People see value, quality, and that classic Toyota reliability factor. Even Tundras with a bit of age on them are finding new homes because of attractive discounts. For instance, a higher trim model that was originally listed for $72,384 can be snagged for about $62,500 thanks to price slashing. It is clear that these two are tied in a price-cutting game, but they're not just playing alone. The other Detroit giants are entering the market too. Ram's strategy. While Ford's been busy trying to position their trucks as the Gucci of the market, Ram's taken a different approach. They're targeting the folks who prioritize value and practicality over premium pricing. It's a bold move, but it just might be the key to capturing a bigger slice of the pie. First up, Ram's pricing strategy is turning heads. They're positioning themselves as the more affordable alternative to the big guys like Ford and Chevy. We're talking about discounts in the ballpark of $10,000 to $18,000 off certain models. Plus, with interest rates on the rise and wallets getting a little tighter, Ram's focus on affordability is right on the money. They're giving buyers a way to get their hands on a quality truck without breaking the bank. But it's not just about the discounts. Ram's got a killer value proposition that's really resonating with buyers. Their trucks are known for having top-notch interiors and a variety of trim levels to cater to all kinds of consumers. They're working hard to build some serious brand loyalty. By providing a consistently great experience, they're hoping to turn first-time buyers into lifelong Ram fans. Because let's be real, it's a truck-crazed world. Repeat customers are the holy grail. And let's not forget about the product improvements. The redesigned Ram 1500 in 2019? Talk about a game changer. We're talking advanced tech, amped-up performance, and a level of comfort and luxury that'll have you feeling like a VIP behind the wheel. No wonder the Tundra and F-150 better watch their backs. But what about GM? Well, the numbers don't lie, my friends. GM's combined market share for full-size pickups reached a jaw-dropping 44% in the second quarter of 2022, and the Silverado alone was responsible for a staggering 203,041 units during that time. It's like they've got a crystal ball knowing exactly what every truck buyer is looking for. But GM's not resting on their laurels, oh no. They're taking things to the next level with their focus on electrification and innovation. Sure, the industry's faced its fair share of challenges with supply chain issues and all that jazz, but GM's proving that they've got the chops to weather the storm and come out on top. They've reported total sales of 582,401 vehicles in the second quarter of 2022. So what's the secret to GM's success, you ask? Here's simple: 3-truck strategy, which includes the Chevrolet Silverado, GMC Sierra, and the mid-size Chevrolet Colorado and GMC Canyon. This diverse lineup allows GM to cater to various consumer segments, from heavy-duty users requiring robust capabilities to urban drivers seeking more maneuverable options. For instance, the Silverado and Sierra are designed for those who need dependable performance and towing capacity, while the Colorado and Canyon are targeted at consumers looking for versatility and ease of use in city environments. They're not just building trucks, they're building a legacy. They're catering to every type of truck enthusiast, from the hardcore off-roaders to the eco-conscious city dwellers. And they're doing it with a level of innovation and commitment that's leaving the competition in the dust. The question is, which strategy works better? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.